shake them up, re-rock them, make them solid. 14, got a whole half, you know what I mean? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know about it, but I'm saying some of y'all do. Some of y'all do, man.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
All right. Boy, Trigger Man, back in the lab. And today, what do we have here? Today, what we have a Dodge Charger. I believe it's a Charger. Challenger, Charger, one of them. This vehicle here, I did a video on it a couple months back. This is the one with the door. I showed you guys a blend trick on the door as we painted the front, the fender, and blend the door, and I think the other fender too. So what it is, I have about 5, maybe 6 ounces of paint already reduced for this that I sat and I matched up, tinted for this particular car, because it's been painted before somewhere else and we had to match it up. So that won't be enough. This fender is a brand new fender. I cut it in with some paint that was the incorrect color just to get some paint on it, get it on, and you know, when you see it, like the bumper and the hood, it's completely like no good. It's no good. But that's just a straight mix for this. Again, I do have separate paint that's 5, 6 ounces that I matched for this particular car right here. So what we're doing, so I'm gonna have to paint the entire fender, front door, rear door, quarter panel. The bumper, the boss said he was doing for free because he is a returning customer or whatnot. But 5 ounces of paint reduced will be cutting it. It'll be cutting it close. They could probably do it, but it's gonna be cutting it close. And if I run out of that paint, then I gotta go mix another formula, sit there, tint it, play around with it for another hour. And it's not even blendable. Like the color that comes a straight mix, it's not even blendable. Like it won't work at all. So I'm gonna show you guys how you can make this work with having just a little bit of paint to do a whole lot of paint work. So I'm gonna show you guys that. And again, this is the same car that I did. I'm gonna, here's a clip of the video for that when I blended the door. Should be up here. This is my first time trying this. When I point up to the screen and I say the video should be right here. And I never done that before. It looks cool as hell. I hope it works when I play around with the editing. The video right here, you know, bing, and it pop up, you know what I'm saying? But that's the other video on this car. Anyway, I'm gonna go mask up, mix up. We're gonna base it out with the Sagola 3300, and then I'm gonna clear it with the 4600 Extreme. 1.3 in the 3300, and I have a 1.2, I believe, 1.2 or 1.2 XL in the 4600 Extreme Sagola. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna use the disposable cup system from Sagola. Gonna spray it with that, and we're gonna make it work, man. So I'm gonna mask up, mix up, we're gonna get to it. All right, let's get to it. So yeah, this is actually the car when it came in. Whole side was wiped out. Not completely wiped out, but it was pretty bad. We just did this car not even 2 months ago. Not even 2 months. This was me cutting in the fender. And most of the time we'll just do a cut in around the edges, put it on. But I wanted to get some paint on the actual fender. And that's what it looked like. No bueno. Imagine sending that down the road. Wouldn't fly if it had 4 wings. So yeah, just giving a final tack. Tacked it off when I first got it in the booth, tacked it again. And here we go with the Sagola 3300. So basically, I gave this car 2 full wet coats with the ground color. Same color you saw on that fender that didn't match up. I gave it 2 solid wet coats. I didn't film the second coat because you don't really need to see that. Just letting you know, it was 2 full coats of the ground color. That bottom slightly off variation. So 2 full coats of that. Side and the rear bumper. So basically, I didn't have to put that bottom color, that ground color over this fender because I had already put paint on there. So as far as coverage, I was okay. But as far as like seeing scratches, even though it was prepped with, I believe they prepped it with 600, either 6 or 8. Even though that would have been fine, I just wanted to still go ahead and put a coat over that to have this ready. Like, you know, there's no scratches, there's no nothing. This is basically ready for a drop coat. You know, that's where I wanted to get all of these panels ready as if you were gonna be doing a drop coat on the vehicle, which pretty much that's what I'm gonna be doing with the correct color. With the correct color, I'm gonna give one quick coat just to make sure it's covered, a good nice wet coat, and then I'm gonna back up and go right with a drop coat. And I'll probably do that with each panel. No, I'll probably do the whole job, one solid quick wet coat, and then there's probably be a little bit of paint left, and I'll just back up off it and do like a little drop coat. And that's gonna do it for this. So yeah, basically only the areas that had the primer. You don't wanna start going up in here, you know, cause then you're not, when you're going spraying the correct color, you may not go as high, you may not go over where you sprayed that ground color. So you don't wanna do that, you know. And this is also something that you can go with you know, sometimes you use a sealer or some other color code from a different car, something that you might have to put down the ground. But it's always best if you have old paint or incorrect alternate for the particular vehicle for that paint code. It's best to use that if you have it. You can always go with a different ground color, you know, something that's similar. But, so that's where we at, man. We're gonna go ahead and into the 3300 and yeah, sometimes you gotta cross your fingers on this because you never know how it's gonna play out. We always plan for the best, but you never know. So basically what I'm doing now, I'm going over everything with my 1000, hitting everything with 1000. I want this to come out fairly clean. So I basically hit it 1000 and then I go right over it with a tack rag. And nice and smooth, nice and slow, nothing all fast. You don't want to build up a charge on those panels and have them dirt flying and sucking to them damn panels. You don't want that. So just do everything nice, smooth, slow. Take your time. Not really trying to go through any edges. You know, you just want to hit those flat surfaces with some 1000. And when you're doing that, you will see small little dirt nibs. You'll see them coming up. Most of the time in your paint job, when you get a dirty paint job, it's happening before you put that clear on there. It's not necessarily when you're putting the clear. Yes, you will get some dirt when you're putting the clear, but majority of the dirt in your paint jobs at this stage right here, the dirt is already in there. Please believe it. Okay, so now I'm going with the correct color. And again, medium wet coat each panel. And then I'll come back at the end and I will give it a light drop coat.
Trigger man, what in the hell? Man, you in all these damn drop coat, bottom coat, ground coat. Man, you got me confused, brother. Man, why you just ain't just paint the car one color with all these? Oh man, goddamn, Trigger. Man, how you always having problems in here, man? Why you just don't paint the cars like the rest of the channels and just do it right one time, man? Come on. I just find it real strange to be having so many problems in the spray booth, man. Like, golly, stuff like this really happens? I mean, come on, man. Oh, what you're saying? Don't put no paint up there? Don't put paint up by the deck lid? But yeah, man, like I was saying, when I be watching all these other channels, man, everybody just paint the car. This car look good, and it's no problem. Like, how do you always wind up in these predicaments? How do you get yourself into these predicaments, Trigger? Like, just pick the right color and paint the car, man. Use a camera, scan it. Like, man, I don't know, Trigger. This is like old school stuff, man. People just use a camera. They take it to the store. They mix paint for you. Man, I don't know a trick, man. Whatever. So basically now I drop the pressure right at about 19 psi, 18 psi. Just giving a light drop coat over everything. Believe it or not, I'm barely pulling that trigger. I'm pulling the trigger just to where the paint's coming out. I mean, it is set to a full fluid, full fan, full fluid. But right now on the drop coat, right here, I'm barely pulling that trigger. I'm pulling it just to where it's like that. As soon as the paint starts to come out, that's where I'm at with it. I mean, the gun is pretty much right about empty right now. If the spray gun was a gas tank, we'll be rolling on fumes right now, riding on fumes. And it's actually the gun starting to hiss right about now, and we are out. Finito.
All right. So this is where we at now. We're actually ready to clear. I can tell up here, everything is where it's supposed to be. You know, I did bring a little paint up there. Doors are good. This trunk, as you saw in the video, I was saying to stay away from up here. Even though I matched this paint months ago to the front of the car, there's been some paint work all around the car that we didn't do. And I don't know if this deck lid has been painted before. You know, I know what I matched up matched to the front of the car. So I don't know about the deck lid. So that's why, you know, I'm not too crazy about putting any paint up here where this is gonna come down and match up. So I don't know what's gonna be there. So you always wanna just stay away from those panels. And I noticed there was a little burn through there that I missed. So since I'm just about out of paint, what I'll do is just touch that up, and then we'll just clear right over that. So shh, nobody has to know. Don't tell the paint divas, or they'll come for Trigger Man, and then I'll have to kick their ass. So let's just be quiet about that. Okay, so yeah, so we're ready to clear, and that's gonna be it, man. Go load up this clear and this 4600 Extreme Sagola and get the bang, 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 bow. All right. We going with the Canon. This was actually a 1.2 in the gun. I said at the beginning, it might have been a 1.2 or 1.2 XL. It's actually the 1.2 in this gun. And it's still moving like a damn jet ski. Tell you, boy, the gun here, they built a bad machine, boy, when they built this sucker here. And that disposable cup system, I'm digging that. I still got a whole bunch of cups left, so like I promised them, I'm gonna run through them all. So if you're watching, Brad, I gave you my word, I'm gonna use them all. One thing I am for sure, and that's a man of my word. So yeah, 1.2 tip, the titanium cap. Hey man, this thing here go ham, man. Again, if you're a rookie, if you're a newbie, be careful with this here. Be careful with it. I'm a vet, man. This thing still will run on me, so, you know, be careful. I'm spraying at 29 PSI. Fan wide open. The fluid wide open and a half a turn in. That's exactly where I'm set at on this gun right now. And again, this is that same AmTech clear that I do, you know, all the jobs with. There'll be a link in the description if you're curious. If you're curious and you want a little gloss, you want to shine something up. So I basically gave this here 2 full wet coats of clear, and that's it. Job came out fairly clean. A few little nibs. And then I also had something funky, man. I'll show you guys at the end. It looked like it started to become a run. A little sag that started breakdancing and twisting on me. I don't know what the hell it was. But I also added a clip at the end of the video in case you guys want to check that out, how I get rid of those things. I did a video way back when I first started on getting rid of a run and how I make my little tool out of a razor blade. Now, I'll put a little pop-up video at the end to show you guys that.
You guys that are getting runs, yeah, it'll help you out with that. I know they had like those little tools, which I have a couple of them. Those run files and that other little steel piece of metal, tungsten or something like. Man, this way here, cheap, brand new razor blade. It works every time. Every time. You get a 1-inch run or a 10-inch run. Get that sucker right out. Another thing, since we're on the topic of runs, please do not get runs in your first coat of clear. You get run in your first coat of clear, man, you might as well, you done. Like, don't do that. It'll be hard to get that thing out without even noticing a trace of it. So if you're a newbie, first coat thin, get it on. Second coat, go a little heavy. Ta-da. All right. What we looking like? What we looking like? What we looking like? Look pretty good. Look pretty good. Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. Okay. Now let's show the defects. Let's show the defects. We got what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. A little piece of dirt there. I mean, a little small micro dirts, but we're gonna get them right. Door came out fairly clean. Door fairly clean. Rear door fairly clean. One little dab. And then he tried to do something funky on me right there. I don't know what he tried to do, like he tried to break dance on me, but we'll smooth him out a little bit. And other than that, yeah, it never come out perfect, man, you know. I know we don't do motion picture over here. Steven Spielberg, stop, cut, action, take. Yeah, we don't do that. Ta-da, perfection. Yeah. We make mistakes over here. We all do. We all do. A few little things there. Remember I told you the bumper was free, so he didn't even want to go all into that stuff, just to spruce it up a little bit for a returning customer. And remember where I touched up, did the little touch up, you know? Can't even see that. So, yeah, man, it all works. It all works. So that's how you do it when you want to take a little bit of paint you got, and you got a big section, stretch it out, make it work. It's kind of like some of y'all who, you know, we've been into the, how can I say this? You know, like your illegal activities, you know, when you got a little 7 and you got to stretch it, make a 14, put a little of that cut on there, shake them up, re-rock them, make them solid. 14, got a whole half, you know what I mean? Some of y'all know, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know about it, but I'm telling you, some of y'all do. Some of y'all do, man. You know, a lot of us in this trade, man, that's where we come from, you know what I'm saying? We used to do that. We're trying to mix it up and measure it up and weigh it up the right way now, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know y'all know, don't play crazy about them 7s, turn them into a 14, or you got a 14, turn it into a 28, you know what I mean? Yeah, that part. Hey, well anyway, so yeah, man, I'm gonna see tomorrow the sun up, you know, we'll get this out in the sun, see what it's looking like, hit that sun on it, catch y'all on the next one. All right, that's what we're looking like outside, next morning. We looking good. Ain't too much sunlight, overcast, see damn wind blowing, wind advisory. So that's where we at, man, that's where we at. If the sun pops up later, you know, I'll bring it back out. I'll put it out in the sun, but so you can tell, you know, it's all good, man, it's all good. Not a problem in sight. But anyway, boy Trigger, signing off. Catch y'all on the next one. Boop. So there's just a quick clip on how I remove runs, sags, any type of little paint defects in the clear. And I'll put a little pop-up to the video to show you how I make these things. Basically, you're taping your edges. Tape your edges. I know a lot of people are scared of the edges scraping, cutting into the paint, gouging. So I tape the edges, and then I actually wrap tape around the entire razor blade, and it gives a better grip. I basically pinch it with 2 fingers and just scrape. And take your time. Hit all of the high spots, little high areas. Hit those first. You'll steadily see those little indentation, the grooves that are under there, will just start disappearing. And then once you get it to a certain spot, go ahead and hit it with some 2000. You know, there's still a couple little craters in there, real small craters, but the 2000 will get that out just fine. And you should use a block right here. I'm just using my hand, but if you have like a little block, paint stick, something small, a little 2-inch paint stick, still 2000. All I'm hitting this with is 2000. No 1000, no 3000, nothing, just 2000, and that's it. Little compound, my little Ryobi. I love this little thing, man. Cheap, little $80 tool. I done had this thing probably 8-9 years, man. Works like a charm, has 2 speeds on it. I'll also drop a link in the description, you know, if anybody wants to check that out. But I love this little tool, man. Velcro. And that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, just don't get that run in your first coat of clear. As long as you get a run the second coat or the third or however many you're putting, but that first coat, don't do it. Please don't do it. As you see right here, man, that thing is gone, man. History. And that's gonna do it, man. That's gonna do it. Customer picked it up, loved it. And I told the dude to slow down. I said, don't get no more accidents, man, because I ain't got no more paint for this sucker. You bring it back again, I'm going to have you leaving here with a checkerboard. But hey, man, your boy Trigger signing off. Please like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, man. Trying to hit that 5K. Come on. Subscribe. If you're enjoying the content, go ahead and subscribe. Please share it with a friend. And after sharing with a friend, please tell his girlfriend. Peace.